and welcome to another Cream Talk. I'm your host, SnookAjab. Short talk about creamy subjects. Also, the seat swap sniper king of Warzone. Gander, downtown Fresno. That's the tallest building in downtown Fresno right there behind me. United Security Bank building. It was made in the early 1900s. Gander over here as well. This is a little, that's the courthouse, by the way. You've got seen that before if you watch this. This is a monument dedicated to Lao and Hmong soldiers who fought courageously alongside American soldiers in Laos during the Vietnam War. In Fresno, we get a lot of Laotian people, a lot of Hmong people. And this is dedicated to them. So thank you for their service. Today's Creamy Talk is about a long time ago when I first got into first-person shooters. I was into Quake, big time. I first got a PC sometime in like 1997, I think, something like that. Got a PC off of somebody I worked for a few $100. I think it was a Pentium Pro, something like that. I think my first graphics card was a Voodoo graphics card. There's always ambulances around here, man. Sorry about that. Prayers be with them. But yeah, we were a Quaker. We were in the Quake big time, man. First online game I really got into was, I think, Warcraft 2. Back then, it was all about real-time strategy games. This was before MMOs and then first-person shooters. You know, Doom had been out for years, but Quake really changed the whole game, man. Quake was a truly 3D engine. It was not only was it the first, it was also a remarkable game, remarkable engine. It was so good, it felt so good that to this day people still play that game. I've moved on, but the game was also very robust. There was mods for it. You know, mods exist today, but the developers really are kind of in control of it a lot more. Back then, they opened up the code so hobbyists could just make mods, and some of the mods for Quake were amazing. The first big one was like Capture the Flag. Capture the Flag's in every game now, but that was like groundbreaking back then. And the biggest one that I spent like a decade playing was called Rocket Arena. All my Rocket Arena homies, if you're watching this, man, miss playing with you guys. Rocket Arena was a game where it's kind of like these modes we play in Warzone today where you get your loadout right away, like Plunder. You don't have to loot up. You start with everything. You start with max armor, max ammo, max health, and you just go like 4-on-4 and you duke it out. 4-on-4, last man standing. Man, we used to play that game God, dude, I played it all night, all the time. Loved it to this day. And back then, you know, when I started, I was on dial-up, man. 56K modem. You kids have probably heard about it. They say we had a blast too. But in retrospect, it was crazy. All right, high ping in Warzone right now would be like, you know, if you have higher than 80 ping, I think it starts to affect how you play a bit. 300 ping was average ping back then. 300. That means that you shot your rocket or your railgun or whatever, and like you wouldn't know till like a second later if it connected or not. Crazy. But you know, Quake had really good netcode, had really good engine and netcode, so it actually played okay. People would go crazy with DSL. DSL, it was pretty new thing, and DSL, or they called it ISDN back then, would get you down to like 150, which is obviously way better, but still 150. Now I can't play with 150 ping on Call of Duty. No, no, sir. I mean, that would be torture. And then there was T1 lines. You know, T1 line was really expensive. T1 was like what back then it was like we're just having a cable modem now. Basically, businesses had them, but people, you know, engineering people, pioneering rich people would get them built out to their house, or maybe they would go to work and play. We would actually go to this guy. This guy worked for a construction company here in Fresno. I'm not gonna say who or what company, but we would go there on the weekend when no one was there and use their T1 line to play games. We would straight up LAN party there. Oh man, that was fun. I was only on dial-up for maybe a year or two before cable came to my neighborhood. Thank God. I know for a fact I was the first person in my subdivision to have cable internet, and there was no restrictions on that thing, man. It was fast. It was amazing. It was like having a T1 line pretty much. But within a couple of years, maybe less, as the neighborhood started getting on the network and networks weren't as efficient back then, it quickly turned into a nightmare of not being actually, sometimes not being playable at all. And we'd fight with the cable companies and they didn't care because we're just gamers. They don't even know what we're calling about, talking about our ping being high. Oh, the struggles, man. But that was why LAN parties were a real cultural thing. And I guess still people still LAN a little bit these days, but we used to do it because that was the Nirvana gaming experience, man. Being on a LAN, zero ping basically. We would lug our not just our boxes, our computers to someone's house, or sometimes you'd rent out a hallway, or sometimes there were big LAN events that entire regions of where you lived would show up to. We would also bring our monitors, and back then they were not light flat screen monitors. Okay, these were heavy CRT monitors. Some of them weighed 50 pounds, and it really wasn't smart to move them. But, we were dedicated. We were dedicated, and LAN parties were so much fun. You're sitting next to all these people that basically all nerds, but gamers, and there's a lot of camaraderie goes on. There would be tournaments. There would be smack talking. There would be other things, party type things going on sometimes, One thing there weren't a lot of was women. It's a lot more women gamers these days, but back then there was basically count them on your hand. There was always, a few girls there, but they were never by themselves. They're always with their mans and stuff. And yeah, that was one thing there wasn't much of. The other big part of the culture was clans. And clans are still a thing today. People have clan tags and all that. It's still a thing. But back then it was like that was like the culture. Clan. What clan were you in? Your gamer tags, what you went by was always a big thing. But back then there was even gamer tag culture. Like in Quake, if you decided you picked a name and later on you found out someone else had that name, you might have to battle for that name. You might have to one-on-one that person for the name. That stuff happened a lot. I remember I went by Eski, short for Eskimo, and there's been a couple of Eskis since then. No one ever local to me ever tried to claim that name, so I never had to battle anyone for it. But I remember some people popping up and cross overseas and stuff like that. Oh man, good times. But the Quake scene, man. I mean the clan scene, man. The competitive clan scene was off the hook. We would organize scrims, clan versus clan. There were leagues we were in, and then there were playoffs and championship games played with high stakes. Really not playing for anything, but it mattered. It mattered to us, dude. It was stakes were high. It was big. Good times, dude. And then it was really all about Quake for a few years, and then Counter-Strike came out. Counter-Strike was Quake was definitely a niche community. All the gamers that loved it, but Quake is a wild, fast game. Only the best of the best could be competitive. I was not the best. I was mid. The best. I played a lot with the best players, and they would just beat me. A lot. They were better, but I had a great railgun. I've always been a great sniper in every game, and the railgun was an equalizer. That meant I would lose, majority of games to these guys that were better than me at Quake, but I could always get that snipe and get mines. I got mines handed to me, but I got mines back quite a bit too. Thanks for saying hi, Marciel. Appreciate it. I don't know what these other guys are talking about. Can't respond to every comment, especially when they don't make sense. But thank you for chatting in, and thank you for the engagement. Please like and subscribe here at the SnookAjab Warzone channel. We drop fire shorts on the daily. Warzone clips every single day, and this month we've been dropping 2 a days. We do these cream talks a few times a week, and we live stream. All the clips you see are live streamed on my channel right here on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok, and we post on Instagram Reels too. But yeah, that's kind of the early days of the games. I was in a couple clans. I founded one clan. I remember I was in Clan Fallen. Shout out to Thief, Jin Ray, and Stains. If you guys see this, holler at your boy, man. I miss you guys. I don't think I've talked to you in over a decade, maybe longer. But me, Jin Ray, and Stains, these were Vegas guys. We broke off, started our own clan called VR, for Virtual Resistance. Matrix was out back then, and we were kind of influenced by that movie. And shout out to VR Beeve, Noe, one of the greatest Quakers I've ever played with. Good guys, man. I met them in real life. I don't know if they're still playing. I don't know what they're doing. I'm sure they're still gaming. I'm sure they're still gaming. They're playing something. Shout out to you guys, man. Holler at your boy. Please like and subscribe and send me a message, man. I miss you guys. But we would do live land. I travel all the way to Vacaville, which is like a 5-hour drive from where I'm at, just to land. And they've talked about having lands in Las Vegas. I would have driven that far. I would have gone that far to play games for a weekend. That's how good landing was back then. That's how fun it was. And I don't think I could do it today. You know, everything, a lot of stuff that I did it for, the low ping, the camaraderie, you can get that online. It's not in person, but you know, I feel close to we don't have a clan, but you know, me and the Warzone crew, Rick Mix, Salvi, Gold Leaf, Mavex don't really play anymore, but shout out to Mavex, Ramones, Jay Official, Frieza, Rhino, Torsten the Brave. He's like my friends, man. Consider them friends. But yeah, I just want to give a little cream talk about the old days. A little shout out to where I came from, why the sniping is so good. It's because the railgun was honed back in the days of Quake. Back in the golden era of online gaming. But anyway, this has been another Cream Talk. I'm your host, SnookAjab, aka the Seat Swap Sniper King of Warzone. I see my clip today featuring Mitch, the late great Mitch Hedberg, is already at 1,000 views. Look like it's got some good traction. So if you viewed that and drop that like, appreciate it, man. If you haven't, go check it out after this is over. Somebody asked me in the comments today why I haven't gone viral. You know, it got me thinking, why haven't? Well, what am I doing wrong? Not that I deserve it, but I'm wondering, you know, some of these clips I think should have more views than they've gotten. Even some of the ones that have the most views, like some ones that have 5,000, 6,000 views. I look at some of these people I aspire to be like that have, you know, 100,000 views, 200,000 views. Some of these Instagram clips have 1 million views, you know? And he's like, I'm looking at your stuff. Why haven't you gone viral? I don't know, man. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it takes. All I know is to do what I can do, try to get better at this, try to get 0.01% better every single day, every single clip I post, every single game I play, every single live stream, every time I hit that button, like go live, try to get better. Jim Leahy, what's up, Jim Leahy? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate it. Warzone streamers. I need some new music. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. No one really clicks on the music, but if you didn't know, I'm also your favorite Warzone's player's favorite rapper. I just haven't had an inspiration for lyrics lately. I got a lot of beats lined up though. I've been working on the beats. I've been working on my recording setup so it sounds better. We just helped K-Dubs with a quick donation song this weekend, and you know, I made it in 1 hour. It came out pretty good for recording him off stream, gotta say. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that needs to be my next Cream Talk. What do I gotta do to go viral, man? What do I gotta do to get a huge boost so I can get closer to 500 subscribers, you know, by the end of January or something like that? But we're gonna call it there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm SnookAjab, aka the Seat Swap Sniper King of Warzone. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next Cream Talk. Y'all have a good day. I'm out.